and each and every point so far, bar one, scored from play. What about this? From a midfielder that doesn't normally score.
Just look at the room he's had once again. This has been a feature of a lot of the Dublin points today. They've got the ball, engineered them into good areas, but they've got them in uncontested situations.
Paul Flynn onto the left boot. It's an exhibition of football by Paul Flynn. Easily the best performance we've seen from the Blues for a long, long time, and they're doing it to their greatest of rivals. Harley was saying about the frontal charge seemed to be right. Free is quickly taken. Stephen Cluxton under the crossbar. Cian O'Sullivan and Dublin work it down the line. Michael, Dara, McCauley. Down towards Bernard Brogan. Joe McMahon trying to stay goal side. Brogan! It's over the bar. But there was a panic attack all the way to County Tyrone, because Brogan has the beating of Joe McMahon. The Omagh man could not stop Brogan bearing down on goal. McConnell had his eye on it all the way, but the ball just seemed to lift high and down. Pascal McConnell would want to get on his Honda 50 and get back into goals quickly, because Connolly is heading there, and so too is Barry Call. Paul Flynn, it's Flynn with a chance! And across the face of the goal, Bernard Brogan was centimetre.
Wonderful combined play that time from Dublin on the counter-attack. Shame in a way that a quality move like that didn't result in a goal.
Martin Swift going forward from corner back, lays it off to Sean Kavanagh. Here comes Dooher, captain on the field, leader in every sense of the word, and that ball is going straight between the posts for Dooher's first point of the match.
Yeah, Dooher comes forward well that time, shoots the typical kick off the outside.
Kevin Nolan, who gives it to Dennis Bastick. Dublin have this facility, this ability to open up the Tyrone defence. Here's Alan Brogan, three converge, hits the rasper, and it goes across the face of the goal. First there was Bernard, then there was Alan. Both goals missed by centimetres.
Just watch it, the situation pulls him down, although must be said to Stephen, and he makes sure that he gets his free in.
Martin Penrose hits this well, has the range and the accuracy. Kick out is quickly taken, far as Ger Brennan. Cian O'Sullivan. Diarmuid Connolly and Brogan. This is Brogan, flicks it across to Diarmuid Connolly, and a vital interception by Connolly. You have to be impressed with Dublin's work ethic. Michael, Dara, McCauley. Diarmuid Connolly. Bernard Brogan. Takes on Joe McMahon for yet another opportunity. Great ball across the face of the goal. There's a chance here for Paul Flynn, and he's going to take his point. He's also collided with the umpire. The umpire is fine, and he gets to the flag. Paul Flynn's second point of the match. Sean O'Neill, right in. Goes on the run on the outside, but it falls to Diarmuid Connolly. Onto the right boot, off the top of the crossbar, and Connolly can do no wrong. He can afford a little smirk, a little smile, a little bit of luck about this, but really, to be honest with you, he deserves it. It's a real classy performance by the St. Vincent's man. 7 points, left and right footed. It was worth the admission fee alone just to see Connolly's display.
But once again, so much, they're getting so...
Goes back to Kevin Hughes. Dermot Carlin coming forward from cornerback position. Penrose throws that one over the bar for his second point. Tyrone may be struggling, but they certainly haven't given up. To be honest with you, what was that for? But Joe McQuillan gives the free to Tyrone. Sean O'Neill wants to take it quickly. Brian Dooher, just out of shot at the moment, goes instead to Stephen O'Neill. Gets away from Cian O'Sullivan. Difficult angle. Great shot. Quality score by one of the true heroes of Tyrone football over the last 10 or 12 years. It is, of course, Stephen O'Neill.
Yeah, and how often have we seen that?
17-point score for Dublin, 16 from play. Stephen Cluxton and Bernard Brogan, the only players to score from a free. Just for clarification, in case you've just joined us, Stephen Cluxton, Dublin against Donegal, the end of August. Alan Brogan to Bernard. Diarmuid Connolly goes for the cross instead. Barry Cowell, he's been known to score goals down at this end. Here he comes, takes his point. Barry Cowell's first point in this All-Ireland quarter-final, but you know what? He deserves it. His work ethic, his total concentration, his at times unselfishness rewarded with a good score. The 45-metre line. There he is, and here he comes. Third point for Martin Penrose. This is beautiful. Under pressure. Lovely play by Stephen O'Neill. Barry Cowell. Cleverly retaining possession, particularly when the pressure was coming towards him. Kevin Nolan. Alan Brogan. Bernard on the turn. This one is going wide. 17 points scored from play. It was only 19. Played against Longford. Now, of course, 29 years of age and could well surpass John O'Leary, who played 70 consecutive championship matches. And Stephen Cluxton gets his second point of the match. And now puts him with 8 points in the championship campaign so far. Well, he's 20 points for Dublin.
Yeah, he's been a model of consistency. I mean, his kickouts are a thing of legend, and they're, you know, the disguise that he can put on his kickouts are wonderful. But he's added to that the accuracy from long-range frees this year. Some goalkeeper.
Sean Kavanagh going up with Kevin Nolan, a green flag rather than a white one. Penrose, I'm pretty sure, will be happy to raise the white. 4 points for Martin Penrose.
Yeah, he just tugged there actually as he releases the pass to Stephen O'Neill. Maybe just as well he was tugged because the ball eventually it didn't reach Stephen O'Neill.
Bastic down towards Barry Cowell, whose work rate continues to impress. Brian Cullen, captain of Dublin, back to Bernard Brogan. There's nobody around the goalpost, so he has to go it alone. What about that? Salute Bernard Brogan, Footballer of the Year 2010. You know what? He could well be heading for the same honour again in 2011. 5 points for the corner forward. Conor Gormley. Martin Penrose. Aidan Cassidy. Diarmuid Connolly goes forward. Gives it back to Alan Brogan. Fronting him is Philip Jordan. Brogan with the left boot. Dublin can do no wrong. It is an exhibition par excellence in an All-Ireland quarter-final. Dublin have found their form.
Certainly have found their form. They're doing the basics so well. Their handling is excellent. Their movement is wonderful. Their accuracy has just been at a level that I haven't seen from a Dublin team in a long, long time. Magnificent football from them. 22
points in an All-Ireland quarter-final. Right on, they've had at least 3 goal-scoring opportunities. But Tyrone are still around. Enda McGinley, Stephen O'Neill. Lovely little jink, and O'Neill has still got the magic. Former Leinster chairman Seamus Howland and Jean Duffy from Armagh all watching this game as they're attending the CYC games in Boston. This is an effort sent over by Sean Kavanagh. Tyrone haven't given up. His 4th point of the match, and Tyrone are still alive, if only just.
Yeah, you've got
Enda McGinley getting inside the channel, trying. Dublin back there in numbers. Has to turn, has a shot at a very difficult angle, and he scored it. Great score by Enda McGinley. 7 points between the teams, despite at times Dublin looking awesome. Tyrone have stayed with it.
Pat Spillane, Colin O'Rourke and Joe Brolly here in our studio.
Yeah, well, I mean, Tyrone wilted against Donegal's pressure and youth and freshness and packing the centre of the defence, but I mean, that was a mutilation today. And when you think that 22-15 is a respectable scoreline for Tyrone to come away with, it gives you an idea of the scale of the destruction. And, you know, Dublin are now a prototypical, modern, extremely well organised, fast, fit team. They've achieved a very good balance between defence and attack. They're going to get a lot more problems from Donegal than they got from Tyrone. Really looking forward to that. But I think massive psychological breakthrough for Dublin in the quest for an All-Ireland, and you know, a huge victory for them today.
It was Colin O'Rourke. We were questioning at half-time whether they could keep this good performance up. In fairness, the second half they outdid it again.
Absolutely, and Joe was saying this wasn't a beating, this was a humiliation. And no team ever, or nobody ever likes to see a great team like Tyrone and all the much decorated players who have been a great advertisement for Gaelic football over the last decade to go out like that. But they have done that to Dublin on several occasions, so the Dubs certainly won't feel sorry for them. But I think it certainly is the last time we'll see a lot of the great names of Tyrone football in Croke Park. And the big problem for Pat Gilroy now is to keep a lid on the hype, because that's the best Dublin performance that I can remember in 20 years from Croke Park. It had all the hallmarks of great organisation, and for me the big difference in the team was the handling and the pace of the Dublin attack, which Tyrone never got to grips with.
How much, Pat Spillane, was this such a good Dublin performance, and how much was this one fight too far for Tyrone?
Well, I'm delighted that my two colleagues got a chance to get their excuses in. First thing, seeing as they were the two guys on the panel to pick Tyrone. Can I just say why I selected Dublin?
Oh, let me out
for
of
a
here.
very simple reason. I remember last year when Tyrone got beaten here, and I used an analogy about a car, and I said, and it still stands today.
No.
If in a car race,
Please
a new
don't,
Ferrari against a 10-year-old Ferrari with 100,000 miles on the clock and needing an NCT. That's what Tyrone are, 100,000 miles on the clock, needing the NCT. They were a tired team. Last year, Mickey was quite critical of the fact that I sort of compared them to Kerry in the latter stages.
It's not really about you, this, Pat,
and
you know
he
that.
clung to the notion that it's not age, they're still a last hurrah. But Mickey stayed loyal to a crowd. It's not age is right, but it's fellas with All-Ireland medals in their pockets that can maintain the intensity and the work rate that this Tyrone system deserves. So can I just say, look, it was Dublin's best performance, really superb performance. And what did he do? Rory McIlroy,
And you just saw that although he was doing the stuff and it was sort of going through the motions, he was making the runs, but there just wasn't that bite anymore. And you look, by contrast, at Dublin now, Donegal, Kildare, and you see that absolute bite bouncing at it. No one's getting any room. I mean, today Diarmuid Connolly had as much room as he wanted to kick the ball over the bar. You wouldn't have seen that 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah,
Let's hear from the Dublin manager, Pat Gilroy. He's talking to Marty Morrissey.
Pat Gilroy, congratulations. You must be really, really happy with that performance.
Yeah, no, it was a very good performance. As I was saying to the guys in there, that performance came from what we would call our B team did over the last 3 or 4 weeks. It has just been phenomenal. The training games at the weekend, it was just so